According to Jemina Dow, the UNFPA representative in Cairo, Egypt, a country grappling with a population explosion, should focus on three pillars to realize sustainable development.
One is the political commitment toward population program, and that has a dimension that is rooted in human rights. Is women's rights, is the right to access family planning services, and to give women choices about, their capacity to invest. Second pillar is to have the capacity developed in the country. The third pillar has to do with the social awareness on the importance to invest and to tackle these issues.
In Egypt, the three elements are in existence.
Egypt has had a very successful family planning program in the past. 3 weeks ago, there was a national population conference. We have now the golden jubilee of the CDC. You can tell that there is the kind of political commitment and determination to move this forward.
However, there are some challenges.
The population in Egypt is growing at the rate of about 1 million every 6 months. And all this population will require health, education, employment, etc.
We see them now. Just like the global warming. We know that it's coming. We have to do something about it now.
The director of Cairo Demographic Center, CDC, says this year's Conference on Population and Development will put the spotlight on migration, political, economic, environmental and religious facets of the population.
How exactly does religion play a role?
People do understand, have a wrong understanding of what the religious religion rules in this area. So people think that you can have as much children as you want, that controlling births and controlling population is against religion in some areas. But this is no wonder. We have a high rate of illiteracy. People cannot read and write, so how would they understand and read the religion? They are being preached by people that are one-sided minded.
The Cairo Demographic Center was formed 50 years ago after an agreement struck by the United Nations and the Egyptian government. It trains demographers in Africa, Arab, Central and South Europe.
We do help them in capacity building through trainers of trainers, through building the capacity of their staff and their branches all over Egypt so that they can undertake these assignments.
The need for training is much greater because by 2050, the population will rise to 150 million people.
This poses a great impact on the infrastructure, on the standard of living. Of course, you have to work on control population growth and to move it into a human development.
Which Dr. TAWFIQ, a CDC staff member and a short course trainer, says should start from home.
Population is the most important issue all over the world. Population who makes the world grow or who makes the world decrease, not only in numbers, but in all resources.
Dr. Mona is an exponent of sustainable behavior.
We are trying also to enter this green economic, sustainable behavior in school curriculum to enhance the behavior of population.
So how can we be sustainable exactly?
You have a tap not working at home, it drops water always. So if you are aware enough about how to behave sustainably, immediately you try to manage it to stop these drops. Because today there is water, there are a lot of drops. But what will happen tomorrow if you allow these drops continue? We may not find even this drop.
Look at the environment. I was the minister for environment. Look at the environment. You have culture things that impacts. Right? People get to live along with garbage all over the streets. People get to be accommodated with seeing garbage in the rivers and in the canals. You have to change all that.
Unlike Uganda, where there is a mismatch between economic growth and its population explosion, Dr. Mona says Egypt has resources to match the needs of the people.
But they are not managed well. That is why we directed now to how educate people to behave sustainably.
What lessons have you learned as far as Uganda students?
EDITH KANGABE, who heads the Policy and Planning Department at Uganda's Population Secretariat, says that Uganda has a lot to learn from Egypt.
Though they have some challenges, but they have a committed political structure whereby political leaders are ready to support population-related issues.
Do we have that in Uganda?
Uganda, yes, it is 50-50.
She adds that while Egypt has mastered the art of managing its numbers, Uganda still lags behind. According to the 2008 Egypt Demographic and Health Survey, contraceptive use levels have more than doubled between 1980 and 2003, from 24% to 60%, compared to Uganda's 30%.
There is still a long way for Egypt to go to tame the fertility rate in their country from about 3 children per woman to 2, and for Uganda from about 6 to at most 4. Otherwise, the countries may not meet their various people's demands. Florence, NTV in Cairo.